Hey there, and welcome back to the YouTube channel that features San Miguel de Allende's secrets. And again, this is your host, Joseph. As always, in the description below, you can click on a multitude of different links if you need more information, including a link to Amazon if you're interested in buying any of the 10 books in the best-selling series, San Miguel de Allende's Secrets. And today, we're going to talk about some eerie language situations. Eerie is a 2018 thriller produced in the Philippines that received great reviews, so I opted to Netflix it, thinking that it would be made in the Philippines, so it would be in Spanish. I realize that statement alone shows the depth of my ignorance. I had assumed, having once been part of the Spanish Empire, like Mexico, Filipinos spoke Spanish. I realized within a few minutes of viewing the film, they do not. I was baffled by what they were speaking, only understanding an occasional word in English or Mexican Spanish. A quick Google search taught me that the official language of the Philippines is Tagalog, along with English. Okay, that explains part of my confusion and why English phrases like comfort room were being used. But why were common words heard in Mexico used in the movie like hija for daughter or mercado for market? Turns out there are about 250 indigenous words from the Aztecs in the Filipino language, including such everyday words for mother, father, chocolate, tamale, tomato, potato, guacamole, and mesquite. Why is this? The answer is geographic. It was simply easier for the Philippines to trade with Mexico than with Spain itself. During the Inquisition's 3 centuries, a boat voyage from Acapulco to Manila took about 4 months. Arriving from Madrid to Manila took up to a year. So, for practical reasons, the Philippines belonged to New Spain / Mexico and was officially ruled from Mexico City. Named for the King of Spain, the Philippines was conquered by Spain in the same year, 1521, as Cortes conquered the Aztecs. Spain kept the Philippines isolated from their neighbors, but not from New Spain, or Mexico. Until 1811, large cargo ships called galleons traveled between Manila and Acapulco, Mexico. Most years, 1 or 2 separate galleons from Acapulco would carry large amounts of Mexican silver to Manila to pay for all the exotic goods that would be brought to Manila from throughout the Southeast Asia, especially China. Today's sidebar. Chinese porcelain shipped from the Philippines to Mexico came wrapped in thin tissue paper, still called paper from China. The paper was collected and used to make Day of the Dead flags in factories on the street called Barranca here in San Miguel de Allende. Because the streamers, like you see here in the picture, reminded the living of the paper-thin line between life and death. The Mexican silver also helped pay for the operation of the colony as the Philippines proved lackluster in producing the expected gold, while Mexico had silver to spare. So, if you opt to watch Eerie, a thriller set in a 1995 nun-run boarding school, it's best to watch the subtitles unless you happen to be fluent in Tagalog. It's an interesting flick, similar to 1990's The Others or The Sixth Sense, but don't make my mistake. I had noticed that the third billed actor was a man. The few male parts in the movies were tiny, with the priest being the biggest. Normally, if a name is high up in the credits of a thriller, but the actor is not seen much, he or she will be the big reveal and the conclusion as the killer. However, I was wrong twice over. Turns out the actor-ish lad was the cop, and he's a big Filipino soccer player, rarely featured with a shirt on social media, so he was the eye candy to bring the ticket-buying ladies to a movie featuring nun killers. Now it's up to you to watch the movie and decide if I meant folks that kill nuns or nuns that kill. As always, feel free to like and subscribe below, and you'll get automatic updates when there's new releases for the San Miguel de Allende Secrets series of videos.